Hey Gearheads, everyone knows Ford, right? The company has an annual revenue of almost $200 billion. Yeah, that's a lot of money. Ford has produced some unique vehicles to remember for all of eternity, but especially the Ford Explorer. But there's another company who wants to take the top spot from Ford, and it's Chevrolet, which is owned by GM, a company that also rakes in billions of dollars. Chevy has launched their brand new Traverse in order to mock the Explorer.
Damn!
So today, we'll see how the brand new 2024 Traverse and the 2024 Ford Explorer stack up against each other. Stay tuned as you don't know what's coming when you see their engines. Number 1. Pricing. First, let's talk about the elephant in the room. How much does it cost to buy a Traverse or an Explorer? Well, the Chevy Traverse starts from the basic LS version, costing $39,000, and goes all the way up to $55,000 for the RS trim. There are only 4 trim levels for the Chevy, and we'll be going with the Z71 that costs about $47,000. Moving on to the Ford, we have the base trim, which costs $38,455, and the highest trim, which is, of course, the Platinum, and that costs $57,000. Now, there are 8 different trim levels for the Explorer. However, we're going to use the ST line trim, which costs $48,595. Now, there's a clear difference between the Chevy and the Ford in the pricing category. So, with a $1,500 advantage, the Chevy Traverse is the winner here. That makes it 1 point ahead of the Ford Explorer already. But is the interior worth the money? Well, let's answer that right now. Number 2. Interior. Let's have a look at the Z71's interior. The Traverse Z71 usually comes with cloth seats. The seats are power adjustable in 10 ways, including lumbar support, but there are no memory settings with this trim. However, you get plenty of leg spacing, close to about 44.3 inches, and the headroom is around 42.6 inches. The dashboard has soft-touch plastics with stitching details. The 11-inch digital gauge cluster is standard on all trims and includes built-in Google Maps. The center console is deep and has a removable tray. There are multiple bins, cup holders, and a wireless phone charging pad. Every Traverse trim has a 360-degree camera with good resolution. The 17.7-inch display, also standard, is clear and responsive, with Android Automotive, Google Apps, and wireless Android Auto. The climate controls are easy to use, with both buttons and a touchscreen. There's also an optional Bose sound system, an auto-dimming smart mirror, and a panoramic sunroof. That stuff sounds pretty nice. The back seat offers a lot of space, with 41.2 inches of legroom and 39.9 inches of headroom. Rear passengers get their own climate controls, USB-C ports, and a household-style outlet. Cargo space is very impressive here, with 23 cubic feet behind the third row, 57 cubic feet with the third row folded, and a maximum of 98 cubic feet with the second row down. Let's be honest, way too many vehicles have been getting rid of spare tires, so I'm pretty glad to see that this has one. Now, let's have a glance at the Ford Explorer. The Explorer is also made for 7 passengers with second-row captain seats. The seats also have 10-way adjustment, and the seats are made of leatherette with red stitching. Both the front row and second row seats are heated, which is standard for the 2024 Explorer. And don't worry, there's ample legroom in the front row and second row, which is 43 inches and 39 inches respectively. The headroom is almost 40 inches in both rows. The overall quality gives a sporty vibe. The armrests have leatherette trim, the dashboard has soft-touch plastics with stitching details, just like the Chevy. In the front, you can see a 12.3-inch touchscreen display. The infotainment system comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility. The audio is also quite impressive, which is a 12-speaker system. That's pretty good. Rear passengers get their own climate controls, USB-C ports, and a household-style outlet. Now, time for the best part, the cargo space. Now, first of all, there's 18.7 cubic feet of space with none of the seats folded down. With the third row folded, you get 53.3 cubic feet of space. And finally, with both rows down, you'll get 87.8 cubic feet of space. The Explorer also has the auto-dimming smart mirrors and a panoramic sunroof. Oh, and you also get a 360-degree view with the rear camera. With that being said, we can clearly see that the Chevy takes the lead here, with more specs like the cargo spacing and headroom coming out on top. So while the Explorer is still at 0, the Chevy is 2 points ahead. It's not looking good for Ford fans. But you can't beat a Ford in terms of exterior, right? Well, we'll see that in the next round. Let's talk about number 3, the exterior. Moving on to the exterior, the Traverse Z71 has a rugged, boxy design with premium touches. Up front, there's a high-gloss grille and smoked chrome accents. It also has a metal skid plate underneath for protection and rad recovery hooks for off-road use. The headlights have LED turn signals, daytime running lights, and projector LED headlights. The Z71 rides on exclusive 18-inch alloy wheels with a glossy black finish and all-terrain tires. The Traverse Z71 is big, about 204 inches long. At the rear, the Camaro-inspired headlights are full LED and look modern. The lower area is matte black plastic and silver, with quad exhaust outlets standard. That's right, quad exhaust outlets. Come on, what else do you want? Headlining the look is that aggressive grille, which gets a mesh design. It makes it sporty and attractive. Pair that with the blacked-out accents on the window surrounds and mirror caps for an unpretentious, sleek, modern vibe. To make it sit lower than the base Explorer, the ST line gets a sport-tuned suspension. And that does more than make it look a little bit cooler. It aids in better handling and cornering, leading to a more aggressive stance. And those 20-inch wheels that are clad in performance tires, well, they're not just for aesthetic purposes, they contribute to the sporty appeal. The integrated roof rails are both functional and look great, perfect for when you have extra cargo on top of your vehicle. At the back, there's a subtle spoiler to make it more dynamic, not to forget those quad exhaust tips that should finish in chrome or black for that slight touch of sportiness. The Explorer comes out to be 190 inches long and 70.9 inches tall. This is pretty identical to the previous models. Visibility is top-notch with standard LED headlights, taillights, and fog lights that provide a clean, modern look. The hands-free power liftgate will come to your rescue when your hands are full and help you quickly gain access to cargo. So both cars are pretty similar in their exteriors, and the whole choice will depend on which car you want. So let's give each of these cars 1 point. So the scores are now 1-3. Number 4, the engine. First up is the Chevy Traverse Z71. It comes with a 2.0-liter turbocharged i4. This 4-popper turbo puts out around 328 horsepower and 326 pound-feet of torque. Okay, now let's discuss the Ford Explorer ST line. The ST line is more about performance and could offer a few engine options. Its main power might come from the 3.0-liter EcoBoost V6. It's turbocharged, and such an engine can deliver a 400 horsepower output with 415 pound-feet of torque, which is giant. And the Explorer ST line benefits from a 10-speed automatic, and that's a little bit smoother and more efficient in gear changes than the Traverse C71's 8-speed automatic. And honestly, that makes the Ford the winner in this category. And the points are now 2-3 in favor of Chevy. The final round will decide whether the Ford ties the points or if Chevy will take the lead. Number 5, top speed and economy. Let's talk about the top speed of the Chevy Z71. Although there's not much detail ongoing about the top speed of the Z71, experts speculate that the car can easily go as much as 132 miles per hour, while the 0 to 60 mile per hour time frame is 7 seconds. On the city streets, the Chevy gives a fuel average of 20 miles per gallon, and on the highway, it gives 27 miles per gallon. The Ford Explorer takes only 5 seconds to go from 0 to 60, with a city average at 21 miles per gallon and 28 miles per gallon on the highway. And the best thing, it has a top speed of 143 miles per hour. Yeah, I think that settles it. And the scores are now tied at 3-3. So that kinda leaves it up to you. What do you think? Would you rather buy a Chevy or the Explorer? Tell us why in the comments below. And if you liked this video comparison, watch this next video between the rival companies comparing family favorites, the 2024 Chevy Tahoe and the 2024 Ford Expedition.